Stock market rebound is beginning to heal some of the financial wounds investors suffered, but the financial crisis still has left a deep imprint on Americans.
Not only were Kevin and Lucy Aikman heavily invested in the stock market last fall, but Kevin's employer, AIG, nearly collapsed. Kevin is in a stable end of the business, home insurance assessments. So the dual crisis, rocking his investments and employer, was especially jarring.
First thought is fear. What about all these years I've put in hard work? All the money that I've invested, is there going to be anything left at the end of the day?
For Lucy, the financial crisis has been terrifying.
Terrible anxiety. I ended up having to go get pills because I couldn't sleep. So much anxiety.
Lucy lost her job as a trader on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange 2 years ago and hasn't worked since. Her grown daughter also lost her job, as did Lucy's sister, who worked at Bear Stearns when it collapsed.
Everybody's fearful, and everybody's falling like soldiers around me.
Just a few days before the stock market began collapsing last September, the Aikmans hired a contractor to chop down trees and excavate a pond by their home. Today, more than 7 months later, it's still a hole in the ground. The project is on hold. The hole in the ground was like a hole in their pockets. It had cost $10,000, so the Aikmans chopped their spending. They gave up their personal trainer and now exercise on their own. They postponed plans to build a screened porch, don't go out to dinner as much, and planted a vegetable garden.
One of our biggest expenses is food. I mean, it sounds strange, but we eat a lot of fresh produce, and as you know, to eat healthily, it costs money.
They've become more conservative investors with the help of financial planners Doug Flynn and Rich Zito, who reduced their exposure to stocks.
And we've taken it all the way down to, there's about 15% stocks.
Okay.
If you're losing sleep, then you probably don't have the right portfolio, and we need to find the right portfolio for you.
To sleep better, the Aikmans bought extra insurance, and Kevin is shelving his dreams of retiring in just 10 years when he'll be 55.
The 401k just about fell in half. So when that happened, I reassessed and said, well, maybe I'm going to need to put a few more years in.
The Aikmans realize they can't control the economic environment that affects all of us. But by cutting spending, boosting insurance, and becoming more conservative with their investments, the Aikmans feel that they are controlling what they can. And that should help them weather the financial storm while still being positioned to profit as it begins to pass. Gerri?
Alan, your heart goes out to them, both of them, in this economy just struggling so much. Let's get some advice, though, for our viewers here. Really drill down on what they've done. You know, they changed their insurance. How do they do that? How do you do it when you don't have any income?
They were very smart. They took a lot of steps that many of our viewers probably should take, right? The economy now is still in a crisis situation. You simply do not want to risk losing it all. So with the insurance aspect, they got umbrella coverage, that's extra coverage to help you out just in case there's a major crisis.
All right.
They added to their home insurance, they added to their auto insurance, making sure that if for some reason there was an accident, that they would be covered on the liability end, so that they would not suffer a mega hit on top of what they suffered in the stock market.
Great ideas, and I'm sure people can really take away a lot from that. As always, we thank you for spending part of your weekend with us. Don't go anywhere. Clark Howard is next. Have a great weekend.